was and how she fared.
He's checking up on her. See how she's doing? Making sure she's been taken care of properly. He goes back and forth in the court just to basically see how she's doing. Anybody want to add to this? Anybody got any thoughts, add-ons? Because this is unique. How he's doing this. How God is doing this.
Another act of obedience.
Talk to me, somebody. Yes, ma'am. You're right on point, evangelist. That's another act of obedience. Now watch this. Oh, girl, you're on point, girl. Bless your bones. Watch this. Out of her obedience, God blesses her to be in the best place in the palace, have 7 maids to tend to her because of her obedience. Look at God. Look at how serious God is about obedience. Look at how serious God says, if you obey, you will be blessed. Wow. Anybody else want to add on? Connect with Evangelist Morris? Oh, my. Let's look at verse 14. Verse 14. In the evening she went, and on the morrow she returned unto the second house of the women, to the custody, and I can't see this word either. Say who? Shest. Yes. Okay. All right. The king's chamberlain, which kept the concubines, in unto the king no more, except the king delight in her, and that she were called by name. So in other words, in verse 14, he said, nobody else will come before him unless he calls you by name. And these are concubines. The King James says concubines. Let me tell you how many people these were. I got to know here. This blew me away. The first century Jewish historian, 400 virgins were selected as queen candidates from among the 25 million women who lived in the empire. Isn't that an astronomical number? 400 virgins were selected as king's candidates from among 25 million women who lived in the empire. Wow. 400 candidates. I want to emphasize 400. 400 candidates. Verse 15. Now when the return of Esther, the daughter, and I keep Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go into the king, she required nothing but what he did. He died. The king's chamberlain, the keeper of the women, appointed or said, and Esther obtained, watch this, catch this. I like it from the King James. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all them that looked upon her. I'm going back to what Evangelist Moore said. Because of her obedience, she begins to receive favor from all those who looked upon her. From everybody. Isn't that unique? How God is again orchestrating this? She receives favor. One term of this word favor means that she receives kindness. From all them. So in other words, let me use this word kindness. Nobody treats her rough. Nobody mistreats her. Nobody talks down to her. Everybody who looks upon her is kind to her. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Watch verse verse 17. And we're going to end shortly. And the king, watch this. Now watch this verse. The other verse says, she finds favor, she finds kindness upon all those who look upon her. Look at verse 17. Look at what God does. And the king loved Esther above all the women. He loves Esther above all the women. Now keep in mind, there's 399 other women besides Esther. But he loves her. I love not 399. Wow. Let's read on. And she obtained grace. Look, grace and favor. She don't only receive kindness, but she receives grace. Watch it. I like to use this term. She don't deserve it, but she gets it. She don't deserve the grace, but she gets the grace. She don't really deserve the favor, but she gets the favor. Oh my. It gets good now. Favor in his sight, more than all the virgins, so that he sets, watch this, he sets the royal crown upon her head, and made her king instead of Vashti. Now, I'm going to be comical because I know all y'all saw this. The king does not make a mistake in who he crowns. Steve Harvey made a mistake. Y'all saw it. He made a mistake when he read the card. He read the card wrong. He said it was Colombia, but it was the woman from the Philippines. I said to say this. King does not make a mistake in whom he crowns. Now watch this. He gets the cue card from the right person, from God. He chooses the right queen for the right position. He don't have to tweet, and he made a mistake. He don't have to tweet, then he spelled Columbia wrong. I'm not going to alone. We can Steve alone.
Well, I will give him credit, at least he admitted he was
He did.
wrong.
He did.
Because some people would have said, well, you know what, they had the card so I couldn't see it, and they had all the letters so little.
It's true.
But he admitted, he said it was right on the card.
Yes.
And he said, I just read it wrong. At least he admitted.
He admitted. And he said, do not fault the women. He said, it's my fault.
That's what he said. At least I give it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Church people don't do that.
That's right.
And sometimes I'm so busy, you know, I make a mistake and I'm trying to lay it on Sister Ellie.
Right.
And then Sister Ellie ain't got anything to do with it. You know, if Sister Ellie had said this, I wouldn't have made that mistake. But, you know, we blame folks. But he didn't blame nobody but him.
That's right.
Right.
Took full responsibility. Yes. Oh, my. Watch this. And we're almost done. Verse 18 of chapter 2 of Esther. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release. When he talks about release, he made a holiday to providence, see this Bible, some of the words go way down in the side of this. And the providences. And watch this, and gave gifts according to the state of the king. Wow. Watch this, verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. He gets to sit where he gets to sit in royalty. Verse 20. Esther had not yet shown her kindred, nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. Still walking in obedience. Still walking in obedience. For Esther did the commandments of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him. She didn't change nothing. She stuck to what he told her to do. Look at verse, I'm going to read this. Yeah, look at 22 and 23. We're going to close tonight. 22. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name. And when Inquisition, that's what it is. And I got another thing here, or inquiring. I got two things here. That's what got me kind of twisted. Inquisition or inquiring was made of the matter. It was found out. So does it look like to y'all suggest that somebody snitched? And the strange thing, he don't say who snitched. But somebody did. Now watch what happens here. Therefore, they were both hung or hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king. So I'm going to ask a question. So those who snitched, they got hung? Does it suggest they got hung with a snitch? They got hung and hanged? Does it suggest that?
Wasn't it the people that came up with the plot?
Huh?
Wasn't it the ones that came up with the plot?
Yes.
That was me.
It was hanged. So I asked that question for this reason. And I'm asking another question why I did it. So therefore, Esther was told not to tell, but somebody told her. Some people told her. So do you think they were hung or hanged because of their disobedience? I'm just saying. Do y'all think that? Because the text suggests that. If you read it. Do y'all think that's what happened? Perhaps, possibility. Probably. Nobody knows. Nobody want to say it.
I thought it was when the two
feel like it just kind of twisted a little bit, but you're right, that's it. You know what I keep saying? Probably, possibly, probably. Because you had to go back and read it to get the answer, like Evangelist did. Huh? Yes, it does.
Look in chapter 6,
Mm-hmm.
6 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Before I say something else, doesn't it look like Esther's situation, her being crowned as queen now, almost like a Cinderella story? Almost like Cinderella story? Wow. Next week, no, we got the next, not next week, we got the next. I want to talk about the plot, the sinister plot against Mordecai. The sinister plot against Mordecai. And most of you already know, there was only one character was trying to plot against Mordecai. We're going to talk about that when we got the next. And then we're going to start with that in chapter 3. Chapter 4. So look at it. See what happens here. Let me say this. This plot for him, you're going to see how bad it is that you shouldn't go against people, because what was meant for somebody else can be for you. We're going to look at all these scenarios we got the next. We want to look at Esther, chapter 3, and chapter 4. We're going to look at certain parts of these two chapters. And possibly we may go to chapter 5, maybe, if time permits. But we want to focus on chapter 3 and chapter 4. We may not even get through all the plot against Mordecai, but we're going to see some things that leads up to that event. Okay? Any other questions?